Go ahead.
What's up, everybody? So we have 16 bands so far announced for the 70,000 tons of metal cruise this year.
So we thought we'd make a little video just doing kind of a reaction. They started announcing like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's wait till there's like 15 bands. One thing I noticed last year is that after like 15 bands, it kind of started slowing down. This time they waited an extra 2 months because they started announcing back in April of 2024 for this year. So they're actually behind a few months already. So a couple new things this year is they announced a payment plan for us, for us brokies if we want to, stretch it out. I was looking at the price sheet. I think the cheapest one is if you get 4 people in, it's like $1,300 a person for like an interior 4-person cabin.
It's not bad.
Nah, whatever. Like I said, if you make payments on it, you could probably swing that. But that doesn't include the boat fee and the dock fees, and that's probably like another $300. And then you got to get to Miami too, so you got to figure all that in. The other thing is they're not going to Haiti anymore. So everybody was just waiting for that announcement. Hey, when are they going to change that? Well, sure enough, now they're just going to Nassau in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
So literally they're going to be driving, or not driving, but cruising like a couple hours outside of Miami, probably just doing circles. Because Nassau's like right there off the coast. It's not that far.
Or they'll just like actually like cruise for a day. Like
That's what I'm saying.
Go like so slow one day just to kill it.
Yeah. They'll probably just barely go out into international waters to open the casino and then say, yep, we're cruising. So that's what a lot of cruising is anyways.
Yeah.
So that's different. I was just watching a video probably from like 6 months ago. This lady was in Haiti. It all looked normal at the Royal Caribbean place then. So a lot's changed, obviously, since then. It's pretty unstable, I guess. So there is that. So the first 3 bands that announced, and I'm going to bring up last year, because last year we got hit with Emperor, Stradivarius, and Candlemass were like, boom, 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 1, 2, 3 punch, just heavy hitters. This year, the first one out of the gate was Dark Tranquillity. They're a pretty big name, like melodic death metal, really classic, but I was like, okay. Seen them before, they're a really good band. Not crapping on it, but I was expecting some bigger hits.
Yeah.
Next up was Beast in Black. They're a really good power metal band. They have a lot of crappy songs, but the songs I do like from them are really, really good. So I'm kind of stoked to see them live. And then I think the third one was the Havakari for the Sky, I believe that one was. Or is Orden Ogan. I think that's how you say it. Orden.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
They're a really good band I've been hearing them for years.
Or probably Organ.
Yeah, it's German, whatever it is.
One of those two,
yeah. The Sky Band is like a kind of like a, what do they call that? Like a new age black metal Viking, whatever it is, something like that. But not familiar with them, but I am going to go check them out and just see how it is. They announced Amorphous. I love the first record, Tales with Thousand Lakes, I believe it's called. Came back in the early 90s. Classic melodic death metal. If they just played a set from that, that'd be incredible, but we all know that probably ain't going to happen.
Well, they have 2 sets, so they could play just like that on their second set. You never know.
Yeah.
Like biggest hits, second set. Like.
Yeah, hopefully a newer, crappier one will be like at 2 o'clock in the morning or something.
Yeah.
We're all sleeping. And then Persephone, I believe that's how you say that name. You guys are going to be looking at the poster that we're looking at right here. I think they were kind of death metal-y. I checked them out. Again, I don't have a lot of knowledge on a lot of these bands so far, which is kind of like, ugh, kind of scary, but I wouldn't not enjoy seeing these bands, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's metal. Like, I mean, that's what happened last year. It's like,
Yeah.
well, technically this year, but like, it was like, like for me, like, I was swimming. I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a break, just go listen to a band. Just went into like, one of the stages and just listen to it. So it's just the fact of there's metal 24/7.
Yeah. And then right after that, we got our first Bay Area Thrashers. Heathen was announced. So that kicks a lot of ass. Classic Bay Area thrash metal. Not a lot to say that hasn't been said about Heathen. They're freaking classic, man. And then Hour of Penance is brutal death metal. They're really good. Check them out. Actually, one of the earlier ones was Tyr. They were announced.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to see that band for years. So that's kind of a good checklist I'm checking off. I know they tour with a lot of good bands. I missed them with the Monomarth one year. And then I missed them with, I think they played with Belphegor. That would have been a sick show, but I think we were out of town or something. The band Haggard, I believe they're from Mexico or down in South America somewhere. And they're really cool. They're like death metal-y, melodic-y, but they have like a lot of, symphonic and some like female vocals, like clean singing. Sound really interesting.
A lot of those like bands, like South America bands, are like killer. Cause that's what all the kind of like we're in Mexico.
Yeah,
they love it down there. So
they die for that shit.
Yeah, so they kill it when they actually like get a band together.
Yeah, and then let's see, Rhapsody of Fire was announced, and that's killer. Another one of those bands in the early 2000s. Like when Dawn of Victory came out, I freaking loved Rhapsody, dude. I couldn't stop listening to that band. And then, the original singer, Fabio, he left. Luca Turilli on guitar, he left. I think the only original member of Rhapsody now is the keyboardist. So whatever. If I was him, I wouldn't quit the band either. Fuck it. Because people are going to come see it. The one thing is I'm going to be seeing Rhapsody out here in the city with the Enforcer. They're playing in September, I think.
That's so cool. That's cool.
And then you got Firewind. That's another traditional heavy metal band. Probably around the same time as Rhapsody came out. Same era, same style. Pretty good stuff. Then we got Hyrax. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
My man Keaton. He's going to be
Hyrax.
killing it out there on the boat. Classic heavy metal, early Metal Blade stuff. Just kick-ass band. Have been forever.
Yep.
So that's a really good get. And then we got Skeletal Remains. Brutal-ass death metal out of Los Angeles. Kick-ass freaking band.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait to see him again.
That was the first one that, like, when I, like, saw it, I was like, oh, I know them. Like, when they first started, the first, like, 4 or 5.
Yeah. And then Zane, are you going to be out there on the boat with them? I know he was on tour with them when they played with Exhumed. Zane Martinez, are you coming? Let's see. We got two left. Groza. That's a sick-ass black metal band, too. They're one of these bands that are under hoods. And I don't know what it is about that style, but these bands that are under hoods, they're all unique. I don't care if it's Batushka, if it's Magua, if it's Uada and Groza. They all look different and they all sound different.
That is true.
But they're all brutal as hell.
Mm-hmm.
They all do their unique things. So, and then finally, when we woke up this morning, what'd we see? They were.
Well, I didn't even know until I looked at the the list, like 20 minutes ago, and I was like, when did they get announced? I looked at my phone, and it's all 5 hours ago that Violence announced.
Yep. So the next up was the letter V, and I was kind of expecting it because there's just not a lot of bands with the letter V to begin with.
How did you know it was gonna be V? Did they?
If you look when they announce bands, they'll say like some kind of silly, hey, you never know what the shores are going to bring us when our venture starts, and they'll put a big V.
Oh, okay. So it says, okay, that's cool.
Like, if you look in the Violence one this morning, it says something about, and it says with a K, capital K. So people started speculating. Some are saying Camelot. I could see that happening. Some are saying Catatonia. God, I hope that doesn't happen. That band was boring as shit at Milwaukee Metal Fest. Like, brutal. That's why I was glad when Persephone was announced and it wasn't Paradise Lost. That's another one, dude. I was like, oh my God, this band fucking blows. And I love their first 2 albums and the demos, but live, oh, brutal. So we got Bay Area Violence. We got two kick-ass Bay bands, a couple kick-ass LA bands, some melodic death metal, couple black metals, Viking metal, traditional heavy metal, power metal. It's a pretty decent lineup
so far. It's not too bad. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's still like 50 bands, right? Like maybe like 45.
Yeah.
To be announced.
So you'll watch like the next 15 will get announced, and then the breaks are going to start getting pumped. And then there's months are going to go by, and we're going to get like 3 months out from the cruise, and people are going to be like, all right, where's the other half of the line?
That's what happened. Like, remember, like they announced like I think like last 2 bands like a week before. Huh?
Yes,
yeah.
And it's typical for 70,000 tons of metal to do this shit. So I figured we just do this video now just to get it out there, get you guys to kind of talk about it. I remember we were
trying to pack, and then they announced what was it? It was our Suffocation and Incantation.
Yes.
Right? Like we were like packing to get ready to go to Miami, and like they announced the last 2 bands.
Yeah, and we were stoked. We're like, cool.
Yeah.
So I expect that we'll probably get 2 killer bands, and then we're just going to get a lot of filler in between that, which is all good. Like, I know bands like Storm Ruler got added last minute last year, and they were fucking killer. Shout out to Nick. And then, yeah, I'm pretty sure I want to go.
I was going to go originally because I didn't want to go to Haiti, but now it's the Bahamas. Like, shoot, I'm going regardless. Whether the bands are cool or not, I'm going to the Bahamas.
Yeah, because you wanted to go since you were a little kid when you saw that Atlantis ad.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to be an excursion we can do, but maybe.
Hey, I don't care. I'm going to the Bahamas. Like that's all I really, you know.
Mama, what are you doing? Look who came to visit. Oh boy. Say hi, mamas. All right. There goes Lily. Miss Lily. All right, so I guess we're going to leave it at that. That's what's been announced so far. Like I mentioned, if you can get 4 people together, $1,400 for an interior a person, that's kind of where it's at. Yeah, this is the end of January, next year into February. The heavy metal beach party happens before that, the day before we cruise out. That's a lot of fun. And I already saw the heavy metal beach.
We're not going to stay like a couple days in Miami this year, right? We're just the day like the beach party before.
Yeah, we'll do the beach party. We'll probably fly in
the night before.
Yeah, so we'll probably go to the Survivor bands that play at the Clevelander.
Well, I can't.
You could stand outside like you did this year.
Yeah, I might or walk around with Mom again.
Yeah, I think the Essex Hotel, which is the one behind the Clevelander, they've got. If you sign up on Heavy Metal Beach Party, they have a link. Follow them on Facebook, and they have a rate of I think it's $140 a night for right there at the Clevelander, and that's where you want to stay because the beach party's right there. All right, so we thought we'd throw this video together. I'm trying to keep the content going as much as I can. We got Pro Fanatica's next week at the Colonial, the 7th. It's a Tuesday if you want to go. I don't know if you're working or not.
If I am, I probably can't go yet.
Okay. All right, so that's it. Any final thoughts?
No, so far, it's like good bands.
Yeah.
Going to the Bahamas, nothing to really complain about.
Yeah, right. We should be getting the Hell's Heroes announcement here real soon. And
they're also a little late too. They announced end of June. Usually.
Yeah. So we're getting into July.
But I mean, end of June is still the 2nd. So it's not like too late out.
No. So 70,000. You need to bring a heavy hitter. Hopefully the K will be Creator or something like that.
That would be nice. I haven't seen Creator yet.
Yeah. Where's Accept? Where's Sodom? You've had these guys on the boat before. Give us something big like that. We need it.
Well, I mean, technically Accept played last year. Technically.
Well, yeah. Well, 2024. There's been a year in between. Who cares? Come bring him back on.
No,
Or fuck it, they can play Hell's
that
Heroes.
was this year. Technically, except play with.
Oh, that was Dirk Schneider, homie.
Technically, because he played Accept songs, right? So
I wasn't even thinking about where you were going with that. Because I'm thinking, Accept with Wolf and Mark on
yeah,
vocals.
but I'm just saying, like technically.
Technically, Accept did play on the boat, yes. All right. That's enough of that shit. Thanks for stopping by, y'all. All good, dude?
I'm all good, yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys soon. Later.